I mean, I'm being honest with you. I think that with the price that you've provided and with the conversation that we had, I really am feeling good about you guys as a company.
Good morning, Miss Shanna. This is Alec, Tellez Heating and Air. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Is now a good time for a quick phone call?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes, absolutely.
I just sent over your quote in your email. You should be able to see it now.
Yes, I do.
Perfect. Yeah, I just wanted to go over it with you real quick, make sure there was no questions or concerns with the quote.
Okay.
So we got it here. It was for a single-phase 2.5 ton. The refrigerant you'll see there on the description, the refrigerant is A2L. That's just the new refrigerant type that was implemented at the beginning of this year. The SEER rating 14 plus. The Goodman and Carrier quotes are 14 SEER, and then that's the efficiency rating, the energy efficiency. The Lennox is the 14 SEER 2, which is their fancy way of saying that they claim to be better.
Okay.
Furnace is 96% gas, which, as you saw in the email, the 96% it qualifies for a $550 O&G rebate after the installation.
Okay.
It's just a nice little
Is that
bonus
something
there.
Is that something that we would complete the information on, or?
Yes, I would get you all the information that you need for it, the model and the serial number and the website link for O&G, and then you would just hop on there and fill out the form there with your information, and I believe they send you a check for the rebate.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. So on the quote here, we just have the removal of your existing equipment, and then the installation and testing, of course, of your new furnace, coil, and condenser and the refrigerant lines, and then just all the little things, the flue pipe, filter base. So as your furnace is now, you were talking about you have to remove the panels to get to that filter.
Right.
Your new furnace will have a filter base underneath it, so it's just a really easy, accessible flap. It just opens up, pull the old filter out, slide the new filter in, and it's just a magnetic flap. It just seals itself.
Okay.
It'll be a life changer for you. On this quote, you seem pretty confident that you wanted new ductwork, so I just went ahead and made this quote for new ductwork. So this is new flexible ductwork with an added kitchen register.
Okay.
And then the 3 brand names there just below with their respective quote prices underneath them.
Awesome. Yeah, my husband and I, when we got to talking and I was sharing with him what you had said about the ductwork and how it had some damage in different spots that you could see, and that you guys mentioned the kitchen not having a duct, he was like, I like these guys already. Because everybody else has been really wishy-washy on whether or not to replace the ductwork or anything. So I've just been like, okay. And to hear you guys say that you actually looked at it well enough to see that there was damage to it and that it was caving in a couple spots, that was something that really carried a lot of weight with us when we've talked to the other people that have given us bids. So, well,
I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, we're just we're a small company, so I try to do what I can to stand out from the crowd.
Absolutely. And I really like what I'm seeing as far as your pricing and stuff. So something that we didn't talk about when you were here is we had some rain a few years ago that, mind you, I've grown up in this house and I had never seen water as high as it got that year. And it would have been high enough that it would have gone into the air conditioning unit. And so my husband really wanted to build a pad that was a little bit higher and said, you know, he told me, he said, Jen, I'd like to kind of put like a 12-inch pad there. And so that's something that we would be willing to build, but what we would need is for you guys to come, and because we know that it would have to have time to cure before you could set something new on it.
Sure.
So we were wondering if it would be a problem for you to come and disconnect it and get all of the refrigerant out of it. However you guys have to do that, I don't know.
Right.
But he was wondering if that would be a problem for you guys to come and remove it 2 or 3 days before you actually did the install so that we could build that pad up.
I see. It would add more to the quote. That's not something we'd be able to do for free.
Absolutely.
There are other options, though, if you're interested in hearing.
Okay.
If you go ahead and scroll down a little bit on that quote, on the before and after photos, just some of our work, you'll see on that Goodman condenser, there's these little feet that it has there.
Yes.
So those are something that I actually have in your quote already. They're just the pump up. So those would raise the condenser off the ground a little bit. You already have a mobile concrete pad there on the ground under your condenser.
Yes.
We could remove the condenser. So all on the same day, we would remove that condenser, move that concrete pad over, and we could build up that area a little bit, so that way the concrete pad would be properly elevated above the ground, and then add those legs up under the condenser, and that would get it at least 6 to 8 inches off the ground. And then we can bring 4-inch pump ups and 6-inch pump ups. The ones in that photo there are 4-inch. It keeps it a little less visible. There's also 6-inch feet that would bring it, an additional 2 inches off the ground. They're just a little bit more visible. Some people think they look a little silly.
Well, we'll just figure it out when you get here, I guess. But I'm really liking your quote. I will talk to my husband, and I will give you a call back. When would be a good time for me to call you back, or would you rather me email you?
You could give us a call back, or if you narrow down one of the brands that you would like to go with, I will re-email just that one quote with a signature line for you to confirm the quote.
I'm really thinking we're going to go with the Linux. I'm being honest with you. I think that with the price that you've provided and with the conversation that we had, I really am feeling good about you guys as a company, and I'm thinking it's going to be the Linux if we choose you. So if you want to go ahead and send that, I'll go ahead and have a conversation with my husband, and when I receive it, we'll get it signed and get it back to you.
Sounds great. All right, I'll get that sent over right now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's nice to talk to you.
It's nice to talk to you as well.
All right, have a nice day. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.